What is up, everybody? To Reverse here today, and we're gonna talk about Black Myth Wukong. Apparently, this game is delayed indefinitely on Xbox due to a memory leak bug. What the hell is going on? This is one of the biggest games of the year. This game has sold over 10 million copies so far, probably even more because 10 million was like a few days ago, so it's probably sold even more by then. One of the highest sold games of 2024. The game is not going to be on Xbox indefinitely. So apparently this game has a memory leak bug. It did not pass Xbox's bug detection test due to a memory leak issue and definitely delayed for Xbox Series X and S. Once they receive necessary certification, a release date will be revealed. So that's kind of crazy. One of the biggest games of this year, getting very highly rated. Well, on PC versus PS5. There is like 72 or 74 critic reviews for PC, while PS5 only has 4 critic reviews. So it seems a little bit fishy, in my opinion. Kind of seems like the Cyberpunk 2077 situation where, the PC review people, the reviewers got sent PC copies to review, while the console copies didn't get sent out because they knew it was terrible. Kind of like the same thing with this Black Myth Wukong situation. Because I haven't played the game myself, but for what I'm seeing, this game has a lot of bugs, optimization issues. It's very buggy. It's like unoptimized. So the game has some issues on the PS5 version. Just from user reviews, like this has 7% positive, 9% mixed, and 22% negative. And like, people aren't just like constant warring or trolling. Some people have actual complaints about the negatives from what I can see. Like I've seen some saying that the game has like issues. It has serious issues. No real story, overhyped, poorly optimized. Yet another game where devs don't care to program grades, difficulty for all spectrums or skilled players fail. Let's see. This game sadly runs terrible on PS5, and quality or balanced artifacts you get when moving the camera are atrocious. Why do they make games like this? Is crazy. They want a full $60 or $70 for it of our money, but these games be running badly, just poorly. Like that's just crazy to me. In performance mode, there's a noticeably input delay, and the resolutions get way worse. Even we have to deal with constant frame rate drops and stutters, especially later in the game. This don't sound like somebody's just review bombing and trolling. It seems like they got real issues with this game. The game isn't worth playing in 4K, and for that reason, it works at 30 frames per second. Also, the story lacks depth. And now we got a lot of positives. Graphics is great, but there's nothing particularly new about the combat or other elements, so the score is so-so. The PS5 version is poorly optimized and lacks proper performance improvements. So this guy gave it a 7 and said it looks good, but the hitboxes is frustrating. Camera and lock on are a bit funky. So people got valid complaints about this. Like, don't buy it, full of invisible walls, very few armor choices, very rare upgrades. You collect so much money, but there's almost nothing to buy. It's useless. No multiplayer. Why? That's a single player game. No duh, Sherlock. Many bugs. No map, back controls in fight. Okay. The people aren't really feeling us. They aren't feeling it at all. The game is a complete joke on PS5. Unbearably low FPS. So we get the gist. People saying this has FPS issues. So I can understand why Microsoft don't want this on their platform because this game is buggy and unoptimized. So maybe that's the reason this won't hit the Xbox. You finally getting the reason why it won't come to Xbox, which is kind of crazy. Once again, it kind of seems like a Cyberpunk 2077 situation. But because it's PlayStation, I guess they got some type of protection because this is kind of weird. Like, is it just that it's just real buggy? Is it performing badly on PS5? Why is no journalist really talking about this? If that's the case, it's like you look at the critic reviews. Once again, it's no critic reviews pretty much. Well, this is PC platform, PS5. No critic reviews. It's like 4 people total. Like, what the hell is this? This is a brand new game, but only 4 people across the world reviewed this game, critic wise. That's kind of crazy right there. So it definitely sounds like some fishy stuff going on. Journalists, they're trying to protect Sony once again. But Microsoft has to get the blame because they won't get the version of this game, which is doing very well. It's like the best version is the PC version by far. If you actually want to play the game, let's see what people got to say about this. Yikes! Xbox is getting shafted again. So blaming Xbox for this issue apparently. They know it looks and plays more better on the superior console. Xbox, they just letting ponies enjoy it. That's okay. That's a ridiculous comment right here. The Xbox will go to scream Game Pass anyway. This is such a ridiculous comment. It never fails. The console war comments have to be somewhere in here. If there was only one Xbox Series XQ, the Black Myth Wukong would have probably been released alongside. Okay, so now they're blaming the Series S. Was people who know all this technical stuff say regardless of which platform, is still gonna have an issue. But once again, blame the Series S. I'm guessing it's the Series S. Like, apparently, it's the Series S's fault. That sounds like some BS right there, but okay. Quite frankly, I don't care about too many bad things about it already. By that way, I can buy it for PS5. But people still saying the PS5 version is buggy. Like, I'm definitely not dropping a full 60 or 70, however much that game costs, if the game is buggy like that. If I'm not optimized. So, like, you might as well wait for a patch at that point. Like, unless you really got a diehard, unless you got some FOMO, you really got to play that game, I'll wait till it drops in price. Especially if it's super buggy. Like, I'm not in the business of rewarding these devs by paying full price for a buggy, unoptimized game. That's what I'm getting from the user reviews for this game as well, too. Like, these people were saying, like, hey, this game has some issues on consoles. So, so it's pretty much just a PlayStation exclusive game at this point in time, console exclusive, because it's on PC and PS5. We don't want no buggy game on Xbox anyways. I'm glad Xbox delayed that crap. Let it cook longer and get better first. Always should be the answer. Yeah, especially if you're paying full price. I don't agree with just releasing half-ass garbage on your console. So, why are they blaming Xbox for this? Phil and Sarah Bond, what are we doing? It really feels like you're just throwing the towel at this point. So are we blaming the Xbox for this game being poorly optimized and apparently this game has a memory issue on Xbox, but other games work perfectly fine? Like, okay. What are people saying on this one? And Cyberpunk 2077 passed bug inspection. So, wait. These people really blaming Xbox for this nonsense? So because Cyberpunk 2077 that passed the issues that I had before, like that game was a buggy game on consoles, we all know this. Just because that one went through shouldn't mean this one should go through as well. Like, I'm not getting this so-called gotcha or owned moment here. It's like Cyberpunk 2077 was a disastrous, literally notorious in gaming history how bad that thing played on consoles. We don't want this to be the equivalent to it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not a gotcha or a flex. That's terrible. If this is to be the same situation as that game, it's not good at all. Especially because I paid full price for Cyberpunk 2077 when it first came out, and I was pissed off. I couldn't even play it on PS5. Because it was so buggy and it kept crashing. I don't want that to happen again. So this isn't really a flex as this guy's trying to push it off as. It's like none of these companies should release games that's buggy and half finished and then charge you full price and try to sweep it under the rug by just sending out PC copies. We shouldn't have that again at all. So I'm not people trying to flex this whole Cyberpunk 27 up. Cyberpunk did it, so these other companies should do the same. Like, no, that shouldn't happen. Sony allowing their customers to pay full price for faulty games has to be studied. Yeah, why are more people not talking about this situation where Sony is just fully allowing them to play these buggy games? Yeah. The team is definitely not experienced with consoles that prioritize the PS5 because that's where the majority of the console sales will come from. Good call not to release a buggy. The PS5 version isn't very good either. Then these dummies are like, this is the Series S's fault. You're an idiot. You're truly an idiot. It's like the PlayStation version is barely running. It's buggy as crap. But you know, it's the Series S's fault, not the developers who poorly optimized their game on consoles. But it's the Xbox's fault. Okay. And they keep repeating the same thing. Like, geez, I guess if you say it long enough, it'll stick to somebody who is a fool to believe that nonsense. It's not just, apparently it's the Series S's fault, and it's not that this game is just poorly optimized. That's the issue with those. PlayStation is so desperate for games that they are just releasing anything. Yeah, that's kind of gross when you think about it. Like, that's kind of gross. Like, there's no quality control. There's no, at least Microsoft got quality detection. Like, if your game is buggy, has some type of issue, they won't let you release it. But you know, dummies are blaming the Series S and saying this is a big W from PlayStation. It's like, no, PlayStation should just allow more garbage on their platform. I guess if it makes some money, I guess that's all that matters. But you know, I'm gonna conclude it right here. I don't like that this game is released in this state on consoles, and then you got journalists sweeping it under the rug, or these companies are just kind of sweeping it under the rug by not giving it to the console. The console port isn't getting a proper review, so you got to spend your full earned money, realize that the version that you bought is just crappy, while the PC has a way better version than you by far. It's just unbelievable. Like, we pay full price and we get treated like garbage, and then they complain about. And the industry has the nerve to complain about you not wanting to pay full price. That's the crazy part. They will have the audacity to say why you haven't bought their game at full price. Like, your games are buggy and unfinished, and it's unacceptable. But those are my thoughts about this. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. This game being delayed for the Xbox Series X and S indefinitely. Leave a like this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.